Stadium in New Jersey. It's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 29, Fields got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, first and 10.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Fields on first down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Here's a give to Jones running left. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. To throw is Fields. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Now Jones. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Aaron Jones with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And it's now a 7. Game. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So now here are the Dolphins getting set for their first drive. And they're led out by the 4th-year man out of Duke, and that's Daniel Jones.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Throwing Jones. They'll roll him out right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And forcing incompletion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Now Jones. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
But taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago, north of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. Jones eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Looking to throw. Jones. The pass caught by Olave. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Back to throw. Jones. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Breece Hall with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target, and we are tied at 7. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic, and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And Fields got half the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. Able to slither by. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 49-yard line. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That whole thing was thrown off track thanks to the defense of Fred Warner. Really nice play. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Fields. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football.
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Looking to throw. Jones. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Daniel Jones taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now it's Fields. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, it's Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. Marr able to put this one through. And that will do it for this first half. Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. Taken at the goal line. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Jones now throwing on first down. He's got room past the 30, and he is out of bounds right around the 34. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now Jones on first down. Olave holds it in. On the move past the 40. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Chris Olave, 66 yards. And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.